Good morning, my name's Mark. Welcome to another in our series of walk round and maintenance checks. Today we're going to look at a telehandler. Coinford's policy is to grease our machines daily. As we grease our machines, we can walk round and check them over, writing down any defects we find and handing them to our supervisor. We're going to look at the boom and the fork attachments later in the video. But first we're going to look around the basic machine, checking the grease points, and as we go, looking for any defects that we need to write down. We need to approach our maintenance checks in a logical fashion. We'll start with the front axle. Are there any leaks visible? Are the mounting bolts for the axle showing signs that they're loose, or indeed cracked and broken? On each axle, there are 3 greasing points per side. One there, one underneath, and one there. As we're greasing every day, we only need a couple of pumps to make sure that they're lubricated. As we move along the side of the vehicle, we can check our tyres. Are the treads in good condition? Are there any deep cuts, abrasions, or is there any metal sticking out of them? Are the sidewalls good? We can check the rims for damage. We can also check have the wheel nuts moved. As you can see on this particular vehicle, we have indicators which will show us whether the wheel nuts are loose or not. Are there any leaks around the hub or indeed damage? It's important we check the condition of the steps. Located under here is our isolator key. Make sure that's present and functional. We can come along. As we did with the front wheels, we can check our tyres, wheel nuts and hub for damage or leaks. The mudguard, as we said, has to be secure, no damage. The same grease points on the rear axle as the front axle. We can open this hatch with a key supplied with our machine. In here, there are hydraulic pipes for the boom, the hydraulic tank and filler cap, which we need to check for security and leaks and any damage to these pipes, and indeed the mounting brackets. This vehicle has a rear mounted camera which we need to check for security and damage to the lens, a rear mirror and arm, again for security and damage, and both light units are secure and the lenses are in good condition. This machine is fitted with a tow point. Please check the tow pin is in good condition with no damage and is secured with an R-clip or a clevis pin. As we come along this side of the machine, the same checks as we've mentioned previously apply to this side, front and rear wheels. Our engine is side mounted. We need to check for security of the exhaust, pipe work and duct work. All guards are in place. There's no signs of leakage or damage. The fan on this vehicle is driven by a hydraulic motor, so we need to check as best we can that the hoses and the motor are secure and the fan is not damaged. We need to check our engine oil daily, preferably at the beginning of the shift when the oil is cold and on a level, flat surface. It's important we don't overfill the engine, otherwise serious damage can occur. If we need to put engine oil in, it's filled through this cap. Transmission oil is checked with this dipstick here. When we've been running for a while, the level may appear low. Our fuel filter and radiators are located forward of the engine. It's important we check that there's no damage to the matrix and there's no muck or debris blocking the radiators. The fuel filters are secure and there's no sign of leakage. As always, it's important that the engine compartment door shuts and locks efficiently and properly without any trouble. As we move to the front of the vehicle, we can check our front lights, mirrors and any other equipment fitted for damage, security, and we need to make sure the brackets are in good condition. For the purposes of this video, you can see that I've left the boom in a slightly raised position. This will make it easier for us to talk about the fork attachments. However, if you're carrying out any work or you need access beneath the boom in a raised position, it's important that we use a safety device. This fits on the main lift ram. The boom is fitted with wear plates to support it. We need to check that they're secure and undamaged, and the mounting bolts are fixed securely. Check pipe work for damage and make sure it's mounted correctly. Hoses are unabraded and there is no damage or leaks. Any rams we find, check for leaks and damage to the rod. It is easy in this extended position, and for the outer section there are again wear plates which we need to check as we did previously. We come to our tilt cylinder. As we did previously, we need to check that there's no damage to the rod or leakage from the gland, and any valves that are present are undamaged and there are no leaks. Now it's time for us to walk back towards the cab. We need to make sure that the floor of the cab and behind the seats is free of clutter, food waste and debris. This will adversely affect the operation of the machine. In our maintenance checks, the last thing we need to do is a functional test. We need to make sure all the controls work and are in good condition. Before we move off, it is essential we do a parking brake and service brake check so that we come to no harm in our first movements of the day. In conclusion, it's important we grease our machine daily and do our maintenance checks properly and efficiently and effectively. Any defects, report to our supervisor. I'm Mark. Thanks for your time.